In the hallowed halls of Pineville High School, a place where academic integrity was held in the highest regard, lived a student named Sarah. She was known for her intelligence, diligence, and dedication to her studies. Her teachers and peers alike admired her for her unwavering commitment to excellence. However, beneath the facade of the model student, a dark secret lay hidden. It was the eve of the most important chemistry exam of the year, a test that could make or break her chances of getting into a prestigious university. The pressure was suffocating, and Sarah felt the weight of expectations bearing down on her shoulders. As the hours ticked away, she couldn't help but feel overwhelmed by the vast amount of material she needed to cover. Desperation took hold, and in a moment of weakness, Sarah made a fateful decision. She reached for her smartphone and discreetly searched for the answers to the upcoming exam questions. The answers were readily available online, tempting her with the promise of a shortcut to success. The following day, Sarah sat in the classroom, the illicitly obtained answers concealed on her phone. As she glanced around at her classmates, her heart raced with guilt and apprehension. The teacher handed out the exam papers, and Sarah's palms grew sweaty as she prepared to put her dishonest plan into action. The exam began, and Sarah surreptitiously glanced at her phone, copying the answers with practiced stealth. She couldn't believe how easy it was, and a sense of exhilaration washed over her. For the first time in her life, she felt like she might finally get the perfect score she had always dreamed of. Weeks passed, and Sarah received her exam results. To her astonishment, she had aced the test, achieving a perfect score. The praise and admiration of her teachers and peers rained down upon her, and she reveled in the glory of her apparent success. But deep down, the shadow of deceit lingered in her conscience. As the school year continued, Sarah's dishonesty grew like a cancer, spreading its dark influence into other aspects of her life. She continued to cheat on assignments, quizzes, and even in group projects. Her reputation as an academic superstar grew, but her sense of self-worth crumbled with each act of dishonesty. One fateful day, the chemistry teacher, Mrs. Anderson, announced a surprise retest. Sarah's heart sank, realizing that she couldn't rely on her ill-gotten knowledge this time. She felt a rising sense of panic and anxiety, knowing that her entire academic facade was at risk of crumbling. As the retest day arrived, Sarah stared at the blank exam paper, her mind racing. She knew she had to come clean, to face the consequences of her actions. With trembling hands, she raised her hand and called Mrs. Anderson over. "Mrs. Anderson," she began, her voice quivering, "I need to confess something. I cheated on the previous exam. I used my phone to look up the answers, and I've been cheating for a while now. I'm so sorry." Mrs. Anderson, though disappointed, admired Sarah's courage to admit her wrongdoing. She nodded and said, "Thank you for your honesty, Sarah. Cheating is a grave offense, but I believe in second chances. We'll have a conversation with the school administration to determine the appropriate course of action." Word of Sarah's confession spread quickly throughout the school. Many were shocked that the seemingly perfect student had a hidden secret, but others applauded her courage in coming forward. Sarah faced disciplinary measures, including a suspension, and she had to retake the chemistry course without any opportunity for cheating. During her suspension, Sarah had ample time to reflect on her actions. She realized that the accolades and praise she had received through dishonesty were hollow and meaningless. Her sense of self-worth had been eroded, and she felt isolated from her peers who had once looked up to her. As she returned to school after her suspension, she faced the consequences of her actions with a newfound determination. She studied diligently, determined to earn her grades honestly. She also decided to make amends by volunteering her time to tutor other students who were struggling with their studies. Over time, Sarah began to rebuild her reputation, not as the perfect student, but as someone who had learned the value of honesty and integrity in education. She found solace in the knowledge that her hard-earned grades were a testament to her own efforts, not the result of deceit. Her transformation didn't go unnoticed. Mrs. Anderson, impressed by Sarah's dedication to change, recommended her for a scholarship to a prestigious university known for its emphasis on character and integrity. Sarah's journey had come full circle, from the depths of dishonesty to the pinnacle of redemption. The Shadow of Deceit became a cautionary tale at Pineville High School, a reminder that shortcuts to success ultimately led to hollow victories. Sarah's story emphasized the value of honesty in education, teaching both students and teachers that integrity was the true measure of a person's character. Sarah had learned that the path to success was not about perfection, but about growth, resilience, and the unwavering commitment to doing the right thing, even when it was difficult.